big welcome back to everybody from the East London Grand Prix circuit here and round 2 of the South African GT Racing Association's Race 2 action about to happen. Slightly shortened version of the programmed. The program that was supposed to happen, of course, was an hour endurance race. They've decided to break it down to a half-hour endurance race for this one. They've got a couple of guys that have got some broken cars that need to get fixed up in time for the South African Endurance Series race. So we've got a little bit of change up in proceedings here for the second race of the day, but we're certainly going to have some great action. There will be no pit stops as well, which is a nice little factor to bring in, and something completely different to what we saw earlier on, where Charles Orangi's won out over his teammate Chop Sapuku, who actually brought the race to a little bit of a shortened version of that 1 hour. Chop Sapuku A-OK, the car was okay as well, and if they have had enough time in between the heats to get Zolile Letlaka behind the wheel, he'll possibly be back out on circuit. The only man who I know won't be back out on circuit, unfortunately, is Aldo Scribanti. And you can see them now making their way down the grid of cars that are ready to go for race 2. Marcel Angel will be looking to change up his luck, hopefully. With no pit stops to be contended with, there is Zolile Letlaka, so they've done an incredible job down there at Stradale Motorsport. Have a look at the back end of that Lamborghini. He, of course, has got to do all the work from the front end now. He's certainly going to have a lot of work to do. Silvio Scribanti back on track. He had no issues other than maybe a little bit of an incorrect pit stop that dropped him out of the contention for the top of the podium. Everybody else back on track though that should be there. There were a couple of clutch issues on the Lamborghini of Andrew Culbert, so we'll see if he's made it through. Michael Stephen is definitely back on circuit, and thumbs up there for him. Picturesque circuit in the country, there's no doubt about it, with the backdrop that we do racing at here at the East London Grand Prix circuit. Let's have a quick chat to Charles Orangi's after race 1's victory.
Well, a nice pit stop strategy there worked out pretty well for the team. It also gave you guys a 1-2 as well.
Yeah, look, I didn't even realize that Chops was doing so well behind me, but you know, kudos to the team. We struggled this whole weekend with the car, and yeah, I mean, it just came to us. I could see Michael was struggling through the bowl there, and yeah, stuck it in on the inside in the last quarter, and yeah, it went from there. So yeah, it was a good win. We can't be too down on that. The pace, though, in the mid part, I was struggling with a bit. Silvio actually started catching me. That's why we did the pit stop. And yeah, it worked out. I needed to reboot my head, and yeah, it worked out. So it was a good day.
A little bit of success ballast coming your way, though.
Look, we luckily tested that yesterday the whole day. So that was our little ace up our sleeves. The crew thought it good for me not to drive the car light the whole weekend, and when I asked them about it, they're like, well, get used to it. So yeah, that's me. So yeah, we had 45 Ks in this race, so yeah, we'll go up to 65 now, and let's see, but I'm sure we'll be good.
Well, there you have it, straight from the man who took race victory number 1 in the hour endurance earlier on in the day, and we now go to a half-hour endurance for race number 2. We did catch up with Michael Stephen as well as with Chop Sapuku. We'll get those out to you maybe a little bit later on, and hopefully get straight after this one the interviews with the drivers. They were a little bit concerned about Chops, and it took a while to get through the scales where they've got to weigh the cars. Beg your pardon. So that's why we didn't get the interviews live on our live stream, but we have got them there, and we will put them up later on in the day on the South African GT Racing Association page. So we got Zolile Letlaka and Charles Orangi side by side on the front row. Marcel Angel and Silvio Scribanti will be behind them. Then you've got Michael Stephen coming from 5th place, with Aldo Scribanti there in 6th, but unfortunately not on track as we saw. The second of the Scuderia Scribanti and Scribanti Concrete Lamborghinis not making it back onto the circuit for the second race with an alternator issue. We've got Isak Spies, and it'll be, I would assume, Mikel Patamba at the wheel of the Ferrari. Or maybe it actually may be Kish Patamba, because I know Mikel has got some work to do in the 4 hour, which comes up after this for the South African Endurance Series. So Kish Patamba probably in the car. That's car 17, the red Ferrari at the back, alongside his good friend San Mudley. Haval Julian makes its way off the circuit. And that Julian, a really little awesome piece of machinery there from Haval, and a big thanks to Haval South Africa as well as Haval Edenvale for the support, not only of that Jolion, but also the P7 Bucky that is there. It is Mikkel in the car. Okay, so Mikkel is in the car. Thank you for that, Brendan. I would assume that Kish would have gone in because of the amount of work that Mikkel's got to do later on this afternoon, but needless to say, lots of energy available and lots of energy about to be put down on the circuit as they head down towards Potter's Pass for the first time. It is Charles Oranges who's got the drop there over his teammate, and looks like a couple of cars also getting the drop on Zalila. Zalila's going to battle a little bit with the aerodynamics on the car and the ability to get the power down with a lack of aerodynamics. So with that damage that Chop Sapuka put onto the car at the end of race number 1, it means that they're going to have to do a little bit of ginger travelling around the circuit to get it back in time to do the final preparations for them to share that car for round 2 of the South African Endurance Series later on this afternoon. Onto the beach straight for the first time. You can see that Silvio means business. He's all over the back end of Charles Oranges, and Michael Stevens got through up to 3rd, and he's putting pressure instantaneously onto the back end of that Scribanti concrete Lamborghini. Zolile sitting in 5th place just ahead of Marcel Angel. Angel's got the Porsche on his tail of Sun Mudley, the Bigfoot Express Freight Porsche, and then Mikkel Patamba in the i2 Liqui Moly Pablo Clark Ferrari 458. Coming to the top of the hill now to complete the first lap in anger. Sean Portman's just joined me, as well as Tani and Troy Cochran. Thanks guys for the support here on The Voice of Choice and everybody else on ILEV. Big welcome to all of you guys, and hope you've enjoyed all the race action we've given you so far. Lots more to come this afternoon with the Buffalo City 700, the 4-hour endurance race. It's going out on all our platforms here today, courtesy of Up to 60 Seconds and the production team. It's a massive shout out as well to some of the guys that have helped us out for the day. I know that Daryl wanted me to mention a few of them, so we're going to just give them a shout out as well. A big thanks, of course, to Link Online, specializing in broadband connectivity, network management, and hardware and software maintenance. Basically anything that's IT related. And the linkonline.co.za guys have given us, of course, our data today. So I appreciate that support, guys. Thank you. After this, we've got a historic race, and it's another 10-lapper to do, and then we go into the proceedings for the South African Endurance Series Round 2. The Buffalo City 700. Right now, it's a bit of a battle between two Lamborghinis. They're pulling a small margin over that MP4 McLaren of Michael Stephen. Silvio Scribanti definitely looking to change his luck around and hopefully get himself back on the podium. He didn't podium in the last one. He would have lost a little of the success ballast and gone down slightly in kilograms of the success ballast that they have to carry. And I think the same thing can be said for Michael Stephen, but there's been a little bit of a weight gain on that Lambo. But as you heard from Charles, I didn't catch the interview at the start of the race, they've literally been running that car heavy all weekend long. So he'll be used to having to run with additional weight on the car. Big move coming out of Isak Spies as well as he starts to close things down. For a chance to possibly rub it up at the front and get through there on Michael Stephen and keep Zolila Tlaka out, EXO in a slightly damaged version of that second Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evo. Big gap down to 4th place there, Isak Spies, and Spies now has 5th place Marcel Angel. He's got through there on Zolila. Zolila just having to fend off, but couldn't quite keep off the attack there from the Ferrari from Cape Town. Nice move here from Spies to try and fend off. Looks like, good move as well from Mikkel Patamba. Mikkel Patamba diving through on EXO, getting through as well on Zolila. So Zolila losing 2 positions in the space of that beat straight in the complex. Nice change up there from him. Mikkel Patamba has moved himself up possibly into the top 5 overall, which is not a bad drive there from the youngster. Certainly getting himself warmed up for the 4-hour later this afternoon. That kicks off at about 1:30, by the way. So if you are looking to come and join us later on this afternoon, you can do that and check out all the action from the Buffalo City 700 Round 2 of the South African Endurance Series. Partners, of course, with the South African GT Racing Association. These 2 categories touring the country and putting on the action that you see in front of you. Down to Potters. I always say you have to have a certain part of your anatomy that's pretty large to go through Potters flat, and these guys are not going through flat in these cars. Even with the downforce and the wings that are on the cars, it's still a little lift, and then onto the loud pedal again on the second part of the corner. Silvio defending at this point in time over Michael Stephen, just watching for Michael Stephen to make a move on him. But they stay equidistant apart there for the top 3. There you got a great shot coming into gate corner of exactly how that distance is between the top 3. Second group, that's 4, 5 and 6 also into there. Almost identical in terms of the distance between them. In fact, it's probably a little bit tighter between these 3. And slightly different machinery involved in that battle too. 2 Ferraris, 458 on the 488. And then up to the top of the hill, possibly looking for a way through there on that second McLaren MP4. Back up into a battle of note here between the top 3. Let's go back down into the front end of the field. Arunjis has just gone through and completed the lap. We're going to watch for 4, 5 and 6. Here they come. Marcel Angel. Some work to do in the background. Fending off some attacks from guys behind him. Mikel Patamba is certainly fired up here, looking for a chance to get through on Marcel Angel. Certainly something special down at the Bigfoot Express Freight team's lunchbox. He's definitely pushing hard to try and get through and make a plan to be into the top 4 if he can. All the way down into gate corner go the top 3. Second group coming out of Cochabana. Nice move here from Isak Spies to fend off Marcel Angel. Marcel Angel fending off the attack big time coming out of Mikel Patamba. Patamba looking the most dangerous out there, I've got to tell you. He's really putting pressure onto Angel, trying to force a mistake out of the second Pablo Clark Ferrari. Zolila's closing that gap down due to the fact that the 3 are fighting so hard. Here's a shot of our leaders crossing the line with 23 minutes and 13 seconds to go. It's the 13 car that leads out. Welcome to Terry Gaffney, and looks like Ivan the Terrible has joined us from upstairs as well. He's watching on probably on his smart device, but watching from the circuit side as well. With our live commentator. Dimitri Familiaris is in the house, and so is Warrior Absol. Big welcome to you guys. Thanks for your support, and of course all the people that have joined us on iLEB up to 60 seconds on YouTube. Please like and share this. We'd like to create as much footprint as we can on social media with our coverage. You have just joined us. It was the South African Endurance Series Round 2 here at East London Grand Prix Circuit. Oh, here's a move from Michael Stephen, flashing to get through. What is he on the N1 highway here? He's not driving a BMW, so you don't need to flash to get through on that car. You've got to actually make the move there, Mark. If you're in a BMW, different story. You might have to flash the guy to warn the guy coming through there. But then you don't have an indicator, so it won't help you anyway. Hard on the brakes. Oh, Angel has got up, and looks like a little mistake there from Isak. Isak Spies has run wide onto the kart circuit. Isak Spies on the right on the kart circuit. We can just see on the right-hand side. He's probably going to come through the karts. There he is. Just on the left of the shot there, we can see Isak as you pan out wide. Oh, he cuts across the grass, in fact. The oval track man. Going through a set of S's that he's probably never driven in his life before. He eventually gets back on track, but he's lost a lot of ground there to Angel and Patamba. Now, can Mikel Patamba capitalize on that? Maybe catch Marcel Angel out. He is tucked right under that exhaust pipe of the 488 in front of him. That's a super little run there from Mikel Patamba. Certainly a much improved run there coming from the youngster. And definitely a lot more heated from Patamba than we've ever seen in that Ferrari. So good effort there from the youngster. Taking on a multiple SA champ in his own right, as well as a former world karting champion. Now we go down into gate corner for the top 3. 4 and 5 into Cochabana. But let's follow the 3 through the complex. It's the Golf Racing Parallel and Paget machine from Stradale Motorsport ahead of that Scribanti Concrete Lamborghini Huracan. Ultimate Outlaws is on the side of Michael Stevens' car, and that is the Ultimate Outlaw that we just saw a shot of coming out of Cochabana. Isak Spies down in 8th place after that little mistake. Allowed Sun Mundi to get past on him as well. So the 2 Ferraris head to Beacon with Zolila Letlaka behind him. Lambo, McLaren, top 3. And another lap completed with 20 minutes and 27 seconds to go on the clock when I looked up. Waiting for this next pack. Here they come, the two Ferraris. Prancing horses going at it here. 488, 458. Similar lap times out of those two cars. Best lap so far, 122.3 out of Marcel Angel. Brendan Kelly, thank you so much for being part of our team today, buddy. He's about to leave and head back down to PE, but he'll join us next weekend at the Aldo Scribanti circuit. So he brought you all the action from the modifieds today. It was great to have him part of the team and here with us as up to 60 seconds brings you all of this action. Looks like a little bit of more aggressive driving coming out of Silvio. Certainly aggressive driving coming out of Mikel going into gate corner. Oh, it's very close between these two Ferraris. Timber once passed, but Angel is making that Ferrari very wide. Does not want to be the second Ferrari on track, that's for sure, Marcel Angel. Confirmation on the left-hand side there of the standings so far as they cross the line and complete another lap there. Ranji's from Scribanti. Michael Stephen in third. Angel still in fourth, but only just ahead. And still stays ahead, as you can see, of Mikel Patamba. Hello, my queen. Joining us on the Voice of Choice there. Chop Sapuko not at the wheel of Zolile Letlaka's car now. Letlaka now piloting that car. And after that big crash of Chops in race 1, they did an incredible job down at Stradale to get that car sorted within the space of 2 sprint races. And back on track. Oh, defensive driving from Silvio. Silvio goes defensive into gate corner. Maybe also just showing a wheel there to the Lambo in front of him. Charles Oranges won't be concerned about that at all right now. He's going to try and fend off the attack of both of these drivers. It's 2 PE-based drivers taking on the man from Vereniging. Vol Fluid Systems and of course Stradale Motorsport based in V-Town. Suxpice at the back of the field now to circulating, trying to make up the ground he lost earlier on. Look at the move here from Sun Mudley. Sun Mudley definitely with a chance of spoiling Zolile's day a little bit more here in the second heat of this incredible South African GT Racing Association's round 2. This is the only second time they've been out on track in anger. They started their championship at Daisy's Raceway only a month ago, and now at the East London Grand Prix circuit. Side by side between the two Ferraris. Here comes Mikel Patamba. Patamba, oh, let's see what he's got, what it takes to go up the inside of Potters. Is he going to be good enough? Oh, he's late on the brakes. He just squeezes Marcel Angel out. That took some big cojones. Good move there from the youngster. Angel gave him a little bit of room there. Didn't want to have to fight off too hectically, otherwise the two of them could have ended up in tears and with some broken Ferraris. Top 3 into gate corner, but waiting for that Ferrari battle to come back down to Cochabana. Here they come, Lambo and McLaren. No changes in those top 3. Although it looks like Michael Stephen has dropped off ever so slightly on the pace of the 2 Lamborghinis. Maybe looking to consolidate. There, look at that. You can see Marcel Angel is actually holding Patamba up slightly. So once he's got through, he opened up a bit of a margin. Now let's see if Patamba can have the pressure applied to him and have the ability to soak it up as well as what Marcel was able to do earlier on. Mikel Patamba moving up into 4th place will be his highest finish in this championship ever. Just listening to that McLaren come past, it's not sweet as silk as it normally is. But of course Michael Stephen will know exactly what to do to get that car to the finish line within the next 16 minutes. Daryl Ecode all the way from the Green Isle of Ireland. And Brad Steps in the house as well. Thanks for joining us, guys. Big battle here between Zolile Letlaka and the Porsche of Sun Mudley. Hold tight for that one. Oh, Mudley going to try on the inside of Exo. Shoo. Exo had to be very wary as they went down into Potter's Pass. Very lucky there to fend off the attack from the Porsche of Bigfoot Express Freight's Sun Mudley. Two Ferraris onto the beach straight. Here comes that battle just behind that of Exo and Sun Mudley. Marcel Angel not quite able to bridge the gap now since he's been overtaken by Patemba. Patemba's maintained a nice margin between himself and the second Ferrari. Sunwoodley all over the back of Exo looking for a way through. Slightly damaged version of that Hurricane GT3 Evo. Back end was of course involved in a big incident with Chop Sabuka where he went off at rifle and unfortunately looped it out and took out one of the tyre barriers. Is that Aldo Scrivanti coming onto the track? I think it possibly might be. They might have got Aldo's car fired up and got him out there just in time to do a couple of laps. It is Aldo Scrivanti on track. Confirmation of that on the timing monitor. So Aldo Scrivanti is getting out for about 14 minutes of racing still to go. So looking to pick up a couple of points here after not finishing the first one. Silvio all over the back end of Charles, looking for a way through. He wants the first victory. Michael Stephen and Charles Arangis have shared the victory so far in the first 3 races of this championship. If Charles stays where he is, he'll take the lead of the championship as well. Angel starting to just turn the wick up ever so slightly there to try and catch the youngster in front of him. Exo's lost out to Sunwoodley. Woodley's got through. Woodley has got through on Zolile. So that Lamborghini must be feeling the effects of that little crash. You can see the back end is not quite as neat as what it normally is. Bits and pieces of the bumper and some of the bodywork had to be removed in order to get the car to work properly. But that of course compromises the ability of the car's aerodynamics to work as well as what it does. Aldo just circulating, letting SAGTRA go through. Now that he's on track, he's going to probably just try and nurse that car home for the next 13.5 minutes. If you've just joined us here on our live stream feed, remember there is a slight change in the proceedings here for race 2. It's a half-hour race and not a full hour like we had scheduled on the program. Into the complex there with Charles Arangis and Silvio Scrivanti. Prancing horses down the beat straight. Patemba still hangs on and keeps Marcel Angel out. Woodley now pulling a big margin over Zolile Letlaka. So Woodley into 6th place, Letlaka down to 7th. That's the gap they've got on the beat straight away. Good drive here from Sunwoodley. Pity that Andrew Colbert couldn't get back on track again with that clutch issue on his Lamborghini. He's got the Super Trofeo, of course, not the Hurricane Evo. And the lap there completed for the youngster. The youngest driver out there in this pack of drivers is Mikel Patemba. I'm not even sure if he's actually legally able to drive on the road yet. Yet he's piloting a Ferrari 458 around the Istanbul Grand Prix circuit. Almost to perfection. Michael Stephen has lost a little bit of ground there to Silvio. He's just keeping them in sight. Same thing can be said here from Marcel Angel, not letting Mikel Patemba get away too far. Quite sure if Aldo's completed a lap yet. Or did he just go straight back into pit lane after a bit of issues? Possibly went straight into pit lane. Top 3 across the line with no problems at all. And that looks like they're going to be staying pretty much the same for the next 10 minutes or so. Zolile Letlaka trying to close the gap on Sunwoodley, but I don't think that's going to happen. Lack of aero is definitely affecting that car's ability to get through the air as rapidly as what it normally would. It's about a half a lap gap between this pack of cars and the 2 Ferraris. Just a little bit more down to the Porsche of Sunwoodley. Cabana goes Mikel Patemba. So he doesn't have an answer. Angel currently lapping in the 121s. Patemba in the 121 dead, so about half a second between the two cars. That's half a second that Marcel Angel's got to make up if he wants to get back ahead of Patemba and into fourth place. Spieth onto the back straight, or onto the beach straight, I should say. Into gate corner. WPPS conversions on the side of that car. His stablemate and teammate is a little bit further up the road there in third place with the Ultimate Outdoors Race branding on that car. Second, Paralympic race. So ticks off one more, 8.5 minutes to go. We can see now it's basically everybody trying to maintain station and stay in the positions they're in right now so they don't lose too many championship points. Scribanti and Stephen, no changes there. Top three remain as per. That Porsche absolutely brilliant around the track. Son really loving life in his new machine. New livery on the side of the car as well, as you can see. Oh, he has a move. Silvio Scribanti has decided, right, time to turn the wick up. I've got 7 minutes to try and get past this man. We're certainly a lot closer onto the back end of Charles Rangi's into Cochabana. As they come down into gate corner now, you'll see there'll be a little bit more aggression coming out of the second Hurricane out there. Almost instantaneously the answer comes from Charles Rangi's, saying if you want to turn the wick up, I can too. Yes, I might have a bit more weight in my car than you do, but I have been practicing all weekend with the additional weight added onto that car, so Charles will be used to the additional bit of tonnage on the car. Across the line, another lap completed for Rangi Scribanti and Michael Stephen. So Lila is still piloting for a top 7. Chopsapika would have scored second place points for the first heat and now handed this car over. Slightly damaged and battle scarred. Changes with our top 3. Silvio had to go a little bit earlier on. He's going to give it one more chance. There's still 6 minutes to play here. Rangi's currently lapping in the 120s. We had 18s coming out of these cars for qualifying, so they're about 2 seconds off the qualifying pace. But there's no necessity to really run that kind of pace because he seems to be in control. Ahead of Scribanti and Michael Stephen. His teammate Isak Spies possibly in for a bit of a change-up. Maybe caught and passed by the end of this one. As they come down onto the beach straight, Isak just up the road from them, so could be in a little bit of danger. Wait and see if that's going to be the case or not. Mike de Boer's just joined us as well from Ridgeway Race Bar. Hope everybody's enjoying themselves at Ridgeway Race Bar. Remember, we've got Formula One there tomorrow from Monaco. And the final game of the Premier League. Or the final games of the Premier League. All the games, of course, starting at 5 o'clock tomorrow. And starting at the exact same time, so that there's no messing around with how things going to work out in that championship. Another lap down. 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Probably about 2 laps of this one still to go, barring any incidents. And this is, of course, when the incident happened with Chop Sapuka in race 1. Woodley into the top 6, one of his best finishes in this South African GT Racing Association Championship so far. Smith might be able to hang on. Anyway, we've got 2 or 3 laps to go. Top 3 off the back straight. And going into the complex. Here comes the Ferrari of Mikel Batamba. If it was going to be a driver of the day today for this category, he would have gone to Mikel Batamba in my books. To get through on Marcel Angel and to fend him off for almost half an hour. It was certainly a valiant effort there from the young man. Roy Gardner's in the house. Big welcome to you, Roy. How's it going, buddy? Ivan Fasaki. Turn 7 naughties in the house, but I think you guys are at Kyle Army today, if I'm not mistaken. I saw a couple of Ferraris and supercars at Kyle Army today. I thought Ferrari Day was only next month. Speaking of Ferrari Day, it hasn't been Ferrari's day today, but it's certainly 2 Ferraris fighting for 4th and 5th. Just ahead of that man, Son Mudley in the Porsche. 991 GD3R there of Son Mudley, the Bigfoot Express Freight big boss man. There are the Ferraris we were talking about. Mikel Batamba ahead of Marcel Angel. 458 versus 488. Oh, a little bit of pressure now from Michael Stephen, realizing he's possibly running out of time. Or has this been timed to perfection? We'll wait and see. We've got 2 minutes to go, or just over, and some change. And Aranjis is now under pressure from Scribanti. Scribanti under pressure from Stephen. And I would say possibly going to be starting their either penultimate or final lap. 2 Ferraris into the gate corner. And back up onto the main straight we go. Scribanti getting defensive on Stephen. Stephen going on the attack as they head down into turn 1 Potter's Pass. Could possibly be the last lap here. Maybe we've got 1 more to go. We'll wait and see when the checkered flag gets readied. So Zolile Letlaka keeping it all together right now, just to get to the end of this one and survive after a battle-scarred car was handed to him after race 1 by Chop Sapuka, his teammate for the weekend. Down towards gate corner. We're going to see any changes here from Michael Stephen on Silvio. Silvio on the Shawl. I think the gap's just too big there for them, I think. There we go. Yeah, Shaw keeping them out for now. And for 3 more corners. Is the checkered flag on standby? We're going to still have 1 more to go of this race. We'll wait and see as they head up towards Beacon now. Possibly for the final time. 2 Ferraris going into gate corner. Here we go, to the line. 1 lap to go. Last lap board goes out. with 14 seconds to spare. We nearly got it done, exactly on time. Half an hour race here as opposed to the 1 hour that was due for the program. A couple of issues in the first race that had to be sorted out. That's why they've gone with a slightly shortened version of the second heat. It'll give Stradale Motorsport a chance to fix that car that's in shot right now, because battle-scarred Lamborghini was handed across to Zolini at Chop Sapruka after race 1. They're coming up on Isak Spies now. Spies could help Michael Stephen out here a little bit. If he can just back those two Lamborghinis up into Michael Stephen's clutches, he could have a go. And if they've got in-car communication between the two drivers, it would be great if they did. Just climb on the mark and say, listen, Isak, just back them up a little bit for me. I want to have a go up into Beacon. He's certainly backed up Silvio Scribanti. And Charles Orange is going to try and find a way through, but he can't just yet as they come out of the S's and head up to the top of the hill. Good possibility we may see an overtaking maneuver into turn number 8 here, Beacon corner. Let's wait and see what's going to happen as the two Ferraris go into gate corner. Lead car should be coming to the flag. Waiting to see if it's going to be Charles Oranges. It is. Oranges is hang on, only just. Double win on the day, but Scribanti is on the podium ahead of Michael Stephen. I think Spies tried to help his teammate out there. It didn't quite work out though. So you've got Oranges from Scribanti from Michael Stephen. And I think that may be, no, it won't be. It'll be Oranges from Stephen from Scribanti in terms of the championship points after this second round of the championship. An hour this morning, a half hour in the second part of the day. Brings us to a close. Mikel Batamba, as I said, would have got driver of the day for me in this category as he moves up ahead of Marcel Angel for 4th place. Angel down in 5th. Son Moodley in the Bigfoot Express Freight Porsche will be in 6th. He comes to the line. And leaders just celebrating down the beach straight away as Moodley takes the flag. Let's get you confirmation of that top 8. Finishing things up here for the half-hour endurance race as opposed to the hour that was supposed to be there. Charles Orangi is taking the victory ahead of Silvio Scribanti. So it's the golf race in Stradale Motorsport machine, and Orangi is beating out the Scuderia Scribanti and Scribanti Concrete Lamborghini Hurricane. Michael Stephen for the Ultimate Outlaws team in 3rd, beating out the Liqui-Moly and I2 Pablo Clark Ferrari of Mikel Patamba. Marcel Angel for Autohaus Angel and Pablo Clark comes through there to finish up. Moving on, of course, we have a small break in proceedings on our live stream now, but please be sure to join us at about 1:15 this afternoon for race action from the South African Endurance Series, and that'll be the Buffalo City 700, courtesy of Bigfoot Express Freight, Oval, Edenvale, and Toys R Us. From my side, we'll see you soon. Take care then. Bye now.
I'm going to be there by the banner. Big interviews quick. Right here.
Just to remind everybody, we are going to go down to get the post-race interviews with our top 3. So we'll leave the stream up and running just for a little while, and if we get the drivers in time, we'll get those interviews live on the stream. Otherwise, we'll put those out a bit later on the South African GT Racing Association page.
Hello. Hello. How's it? What the fuck? Retreat. Now here it is. So I've got Sylvia, Michael, and Sean. Nice.
Sean first, Sylvia second, Michael third. Did you get tired? No. The car get tired. Goodness for me.
Right, so we're calling the historics. Please make your way out to pit lane. Historics, the gate is open.
Yeah, heavier engines went to pushing the golf. And I thought perhaps you weigh them and let them come, we'll do the cars after. Yes, that's what I've done. Yeah. No, this circuit doesn't lend itself for that kind of the slot cooks will be fine. The slot cooks will have the first, second, third boards in place, and then we'll do the backstop back here and we'll walk out and pop them at the front.
Perfect.
But they've got all the tools. So they're not happy, they're not happy.
No, you know what they're hearing? You know what they're hearing? Whatever camera's on, there's people standing around talking in the background. That's what they're hearing. Because I can hear it when I put the cans on. If I go to a certain camera, while we're on that camera, I can hear other people in the background on the side.
No, even when it's right and that camera can't pick up all the noise far away from it.
Yeah, it still picks up, man.
Why are you smiling?
We're done. We're not worried.
Okay, so he says, let's go live, let's go live.
Right, so here we are at the podium ceremony, of course, for the second race of the South African GT Racing Association.
Down pit lane.
A big thanks to Harry Arangis for fetching our drivers on time this time. Thanks, Uncle Harry. Getting them here on time. And celebrations, of course, for our top three. Going to get them onto the podium there and have a little bit of celebration for them, because these are non-alcoholic ones, so you can have a drink of them if you need to. Have a little sip. Yeah, we know that Michael's still going to have a sip because his job's done for the day. Silvio's job's done for the day. Although I know Silvio Suranti is itching to get his Lamborghini back into endurance racing. It's what I heard. There's a rumor going down pit lane about that. So that'll be really cool if we can do that. Right, so Wayne Riddell, are you going to give us a chance to chat to them first? Let's get to go and chat up with our drivers first. We'll start with Charles after another victory there before we get the champers done. 2 in a row, that's decent points and lead of the championship.
Yeah, well, that's great. We didn't expect that, coming into this weekend, especially with the car. There was just such a lot of problems with it. But in any case, kudos to the team. And when Michael's tires went off in the first race, we were lucky. But this race, it was difficult with Silvio behind me. Geez, he was pressing from the word go. So I had to watch my wickets at every freaking turn. So, but you know what? That's the whole point. Us three are really getting into a groove now into this championship, and first it was me and Michael, and I mean second race of the season. Silvio's already up there. So I just said to Michael, we better watch our backs now. I mean, Sylvia is coming for us, but it's good. It's perfect. You know, that's what we want, and it's a brilliant championship. So thanks to everyone, especially Michelin, that's doing our tyres this year, and for my whole team, Stradale. Well done, but.
Good job. Let's get Silves in here. Silves, come and join me here quickly, buddy, for a nice second place there. We missed you in the first one. We were expecting to see you up there, but I think the pit stop strategy didn't work out as well as what you hoped.
Yeah, unfortunately, when I pitted, was behind Sun Woodley in the Porsche, and he came through the pit lane at 40 k's an hour with a speed limit 60. So that jeopardised a lot of time for me coming into the pits, and you can't overtake through the pits. So yeah, unfortunately, I think that cost me a possible second, but anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, well done to Charles on race 2. I gave it all I had. There wasn't much more to give, and I was hoping for him to make a mistake, but he never did. So yeah, maybe the pressure wasn't enough. Next time.
I'm looking forward to Swat Cops across the next one, so we'll see you there. Michael Stephen just stepping here for 2 seconds as well, buddy. Nice third place there, but I could see at the end, we're battling a little bit to stay with the pace of the 2 Lambos, but then with like 2 minutes to go, all of a sudden Michael Stephen came back in his own.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had better pace in race 1, still didn't quite have the right pace in the right places, and yeah, unfortunately mid-race I made a bit of a mistake into the complex, and lost the back and had to catch it and do a little bit of off-track to get back, and I lost that gap, and it sort of stabilised. And I think with Charles and Silvio dicing, you know, I managed to close the gap a little bit, and yeah, I saw the last lap board and wanted another last lap board at the end of that lap. But you know what, credit to Charles and Silvio, they drove a great race, they didn't make any mistakes, and we'll just fight harder and come back stronger the next one.
Looking forward to that one, there's no doubt about it. Gentlemen, let's get your trophies and the celebration aspect done here as well while we stay live on our live stream. So quick photo opportunity here for everybody for our top 3. Third place, well done Michael Stephen. There's the third place trophy. Second place, nice to see Silvio back on the podium there for second place for Scuderia Scrimanti and Scrimanti Concrete. And for golf racing, Paget Racing and Stradale Motorsport, top man. Oh, take the number 1, hey? Oh, come on Wayne. Come on, that's official, eh? Wayne gave it to you, so you just take it there. Wayne and I are going to get the official photograph done as well. There you go, guys. Congratulations, and another great race there. Slightly shortened version, but we're looking forward to the next round of this championship. Right, celebration time. Enjoy. Yeah, you can see the guys who don't have to race anymore. That'll be Michael and Sylvia. Charles still got some work to do, and so do we. But thanks so much for joining us on the live stream, and we'll see you all soon at the next round of the South African GT Racing Association. From my side, Craig Maloney, the voice of choice. Take care then. Bye-bye now.
Right, so we